Hi,
Yes,
Sidney. You look
glasses.
so fly.
Thank you.
I
Oh,
am
coming from
living
the
for
two of you,
everything.
I don't know if I can take it, but thank you. I just want to start off and get right into it. I want to start off by giving you ladies your flowers. You have broke so many boundaries within your respective industries, and I'm such a fan of both. I've been such a fan of both, so I wanted to give you your flowers and start off with that. Going into the film, I just want to know what your thoughts are. I mean, it's kind of like a complex film. It has so many layers to it. On the top layer, it's horror and it's scary, but it really has a lot of deeper meanings. So one of the biggest ones I got was the influence of European beauty in our beauty standards. So I just would like to know, what would you ladies like to tell us about that? How have you dealt with it? How has it impacted your career? I just want to get a little bit into it in relation to the film.
Well, we've come so far. I mean, I was born in 1963, and I know it's 57 years ago, but there were no black dolls. The dolls that we had long blonde hair or shiny black hair. And it wasn't until I was probably almost in middle school that I did get a black doll that had brown skin and had hair that I could comb. And so we've come so far in terms of images, what you can give to your children, what we see on television and film. So that's the upside. But the struggle took a while to have representation that you could actually have grow up with seeing people that had kinky hair and curly hair and wavy hair and a doll's head that you could braid because it had hair like yours. Yeah. So we are on the right path, and we've come so far.
I think that the fact that we can have a movie even be made like Bad Hair. I remember when I read the script, I was in tears from the very first scene of the film, and having a film with a dark-skinned Black woman in the lead who confronts the very real reality of wanting to sort of be on-air talent in 1989, and sort of other Black folks telling her that she needs to sort of adjust her look, i.e. sort of align with European beauty standards. That it makes me think about the ways in which we as Black folks can perpetuate white supremacy and perpetuate and oppress each other. Each of us has the capacity to be an oppressor. I think about this sort of intersection of capitalism and white supremacy, and how just to survive, we're often made to believe that we have to sort of fit a certain mold or a certain standard, and the horror of that. And I think what's brilliant about this film is that we are sort of confronted with this sort of psychic trauma of that, the horror of that is psychologically and emotionally traumatizing and horrific. And I think it hopefully is an opportunity for us to have conversation and to begin to excise these things. I think that it's almost like, and when you think about white supremacy in the context of horror, it's like maybe we need to have an exorcism around it so that we can sort of get it all out, get it out, you know? And it's something that we internalize so as Black folks. And I think that is something deeply explored in this film with all kinds of amazing twists. Justin is just a genius.
Yeah.
And speaking about Justin, when he first pitched it to us, he said, there's a genre of horror films that have to deal with hair that's Japanese. I want to do it. So hats off to Justin saying there's a whole genre that not only hasn't been touched by white people, but by Black people, by anybody. I want to do that. And that's what he brought, the combination of having substance, but also this scary genre of hair being the killer. And so Justin is phenomenal and brilliant, and I loved working with him as well.
Yes, and just to wrap, I would like to applaud both of you ladies. I feel like this film did exactly what you just said. It was horror, but it tapped into deeper issues that we know too well that we deal with on a daily in this community. But you ladies have dealt with it so greatly, and you're an example and just a life force in our culture, especially for Black women. So that's my time, but I just wanted to wrap and say you ladies did such a good job on the film, and continue just being a staple for our culture. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.